Hi, folks. I hope everybody's okay. This is an open letter to True Empiricism, and this is just a letter to encourage you and to not be discouraged and to keep going. I'm just going to play um, a snippet from a show that True Empiricism was on the Magic Sandwich Show, and I just want you to listen to a little bit of the show. You have G-Man and True Empiricism on. There's DPR, Jones, Hog Tie Champ, Cliff Jumper, and Aaron Ra on the show. So just listen to how things go. This is Aaron Ra speaking.
You're talking about evolution, though. Evolution.
Just listen.
Can only take effect. You're talking about evolution. Evolution can only take effect after a species is already available. What I'm talking about is sequential information because that is evidence of creation. And if you disagree with that, you can challenge that, and we can zero in on that and see if that's true or not.
Obviously, obviously that's not the case.
So let's listen to Aaron Ra's response to True Empiricism. He made his argument, and we'll just go back a second, listen to what he says again, and then listen to how Aaron Ra responds.
Faith, but at the same time, his own position, his own stance on science, which he so boldly stands for, is rejection of the evidence of faith-based quantum specific his base. So I want to see what he's got to say about that.
But I can tell you, and I'm sure I have already told you, that faith is the most dishonest position it is possible to have. So really, reason that I rely on science instead of faith and not in addition to faith is because science is verifiable. As I was telling G-Man, when I make a statement, I can back it up. I can show you the truth of that statement. Whereas when you bring religious beliefs, you can't show that there's any truth to it at all.
No one's talking about that. I'm talking about things independent from my religious beliefs, like sequential specified information, acknowledged Craig Venter and Francis Crick. Sequential specified information, where you have a coordination of characters that give an overall meaning, is what I'm talking about. Nothing to do with the rejection of this independent from my personal beliefs. For you to explain this, being that it would be this specified information would be a problem for your worldview or your position, is where you're come in.
Okay, I don't have a worldview, so I guess that's the first issue. And however you want to define it, I can verify that that evolution has taken place, that phylogeny is confirmed. We know these things are factual. We know the Bible is a crock of hooey, and on many different levels. So I don't see where there's an issue in how you're choosing to define information.
Well, the issue isn't the Bible. The issue, we're talking about fight information, the DNA, specifically that DNA. My Bible, we can talk about my Bible, but I'm on one specific topic right now. And the implication that from the, I'll acknowledge that is your position. You said that your position isn't a worldview, you said. I totally disagree with that. Atheism, atheos, which means to be without God, a personal interaction, is what or without this particular perception. So ultimately, regardless of whether or not of reality is going to be without that, of the implications of a creative intent, which is one of the premises. You don't believe that this universe was created. You do not believe that that was here. If my burden of proof is to prove as to whether or not there is a God or a creator behind these things. If the implications are showing that these things were created, this would refute one of the premises of your atheism.
Yeah, if you could show evidence of that, which you cannot. Now, I can show that life forms, for example, were not specially created, that they're all definitely related to each other. We can also show that magic simply doesn't work.
Okay. You're talking about evolution, though. Evolution can only take effect. Evolution effect after a species is already available. What I'm talking about is sequential information because that is evidence of creation.
So that's 4 times True Empiricism mentions his argument, and 4 times Aaron Ra fails to engage. True empiricism is talking about information within DNA, and that is sequential. That is, it gives functions to various parts of within the DNA. And this whole argument was just ignored. Aaron Ra talks about the Bible, he talks about evolution, he talks about magic, talks about everything and anything, but not the topic that true empiricism wants to talk about. A number of atheists have done Google Hangouts, and those Google Hangouts have been atrocious, conducted professional way. A number of them have conducted in character assassination against true empiricism and those who agree with him. And if there is any engagement on the topic, it's a very, very low level, talking about logical fallacies, which is a kind of cheap shot that some atheists do. They don't actually go into any scholarship. So basically, true empiricism's argument is not being engaged with by the atheist community. And I just want to say to true empiricism that you mustn't get discouraged. You're doing a good job. You're a great guy. And most of the atheist community, at the end of the day, the atheist community has been defeated. They were defeated on the resurrection by me. I remember, and he didn't know who N.T. Wright was. And, you know, I mean, that just basically says it all. So basically, they're just not willing to engage. And all they want to do is engage in abusing Christian apologists, character assassinating Christian apologists, ganging up on Christian apologists, and that's all they want to do. And I just want to say to you, true empiricism, that you're doing a great job. And I think the only way around it is to create community where maybe you talk with Christian apologists and discuss with them. And then from time to time, search out the more honourable atheist. There are a few around who you could have a proper debate and discussion with. And that, I think that's the way forward. And to avoid the Magic Sandwich Show, to avoid all these various groups, today is thugs operating on YouTube. And they don't really know how to engage. And at the end of the day, we've defeated them because they get up to these kind of shenanigans and tactics and won't engage in proper debate. And I just want to say you're doing a good job and don't get discouraged. You know, just keep going. Earnestly contend for the faith. Do videos that are informative. Spend time with Christian apologists talking about topics. And you know, maybe do some lectures, maybe do some video series, find out one or two atheists that are genuine, but stay away from this culture because it's a culture that just is abusive and they support an abusive culture. You know, so that's what I think. I think it's better just to stay away from them. I went on Alex Bottom's show to debate him. I only had a few moments notice, but I went on there for a reason. I didn't go on there to get a fair debate. I knew that it was impossible to have a fair debate with him. I went on there to give him a chance to change, but also, whatever was going to happen, I was just going to be nice. And by being nice, the arguments were irrelevant. It showed how horrible he was, and it showed what the atheist community are doing and supporting on YouTube. So it's better stay away from them. They're manipulative, the liars, the hypocrites, and horrible. And it's better to stay away. I know I was upset a couple of weeks ago, and one or two atheists were friendly and helpful, but the vast majority of them on YouTube are dishonest and promoting really abuse of Christian apologists on YouTube. and you can't get anywhere with them. So the best thing to do is talk with Christian apologists, have formal debates with people who have a good reputation for doing that. And that's the best thing that can be done, really. And I just want to encourage you to keep going. You're a great guy, you're a lovely guy, and don't get down, don't get discouraged, yeah? And I just want to put it to the atheist community out there that, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to have anything to do with atheist on at the moment. I refuse resolutely to talk to any atheist on YouTube until Aaron Ra gives a fair academic debate with True Empiricism. And it's a fair academic debate, and there's no drama, there's no shenanigans going on, and he's given a fair opportunity to debate. Until he's given that opportunity, I refuse to have any contact with any atheist on the internet, because all of you are supporting this kind of abuse and lack of intellectual rigor and lack of scholarship, lack of true actual academic debate. You're promoting abuse, and until you change, until you as a community start to engage in a proper gentlemanly way, I'm not talk to you anymore. So I'm not talking to you as atheist. Don't contact me, don't bother with me, just leave me alone. I'm not interested. And that goes for every one of the atheists out there, because you all support Alex Borton, you all support the Magic Sandwich Show, because you don't speak out, you don't say anything, so you're implicit in the abuse and the lack of intellectual rigor, the lack of formal academic debates, which I've been calling for months and years, because of this culture that you've created, a culture of abuse and bullying rather than actual debate and discussion. So until you give True Empiricism a debate, Aaron Ra, until you give him that debate, and it's for at least half, with rules, with a moderator, and the atheist culture allow freedom of access and not causing drama, but freedom to assess and discuss this in a fair way. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to be talking to any atheist on the internet. I'm just going to be preaching and lecturing and doing my videos. So as far as I'm concerned, the atheist community, I'm done with until you change your attitude. And I'm not going to change until you give True Empiricism, and for that matter, Arcane, Vekel, and G-Man, and other Christian apologists, fair academic debates where they're not going to get abused. Alright, so we're done. And True Empiricism, keep doing your work, mate. Don't get discouraged. Don't get down. You're doing a great work. Yeah. God bless you, sir. God bless you, brother. I've got a verse for you, mate, to take with you in your ministry. I'll just play True Empiricism, what he has to say. Here's what he has to say.
People who are still supporting Alex Bond after the crap that he's done for months, do not tell me that those people are not trashy people, and that as if they have some sort of integrity or something. These don't have any integrity whatsoever. They're going to be supporting the type of people like Colter Dusty or Alex Bond, with their freaking porno being shown on Christian web channels and so forth, just lying and twisting about information, deliberately trying to present things in a way as if he's actually looking for the information. He's trying to confirm what I'm saying, but he wasn't able to find it. He wasn't able to find it because he did things in a way so he couldn't find it. That's why he's avoiding it. Same thing with all these other atheists. I don't even know why I'm talking about Alex Bond, because I think it's just, he's the type of person that makes me upset because of the type of person that he is and the type of person that he keeps on presenting himself as, with his dishonesty and his very trashy behavior. I mean, there's a lot of other people that I can talk about. It's just that Alex Bond is a good person to point to. He's a very good person to point to, and he's a very good. I think that when you point the arrow in Alex Botton's direction, you can see the fact that he is dishonest. You can see the subscribers that are supporting him, just like you can see the type of people that they support, like call them Dusty. But I mean, atheism has already been factually and observably defeated. That's not even a question. That's not my opinion. The atheism has been defeated. There's literally nothing that you guys have done or can do to refute us. But repeat, it's like you're given answers to things, from the Bible to theology to philosophy. You are given factual evidences and things on multiple different levels, and you just avoid it. You just ignore it, stick your fingers in your ears, and keep on restating it.
Okay, let's see if True Empiricism is correct. I've not listened to the answer. The atheist community response to True Empiricism by David S. This is one of the more brighter atheists. Let's see what he has to say.
Usually I don't respond to these sorts of videos, but for some reason I've decided to respond to this one. Now, I was just going to comment on the video, but I'm also keen to hear what you guys think about this. But anyway, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, here it is.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is going to be a challenge to the atheist community. I notice a lot that there's a lot of trash talk within the atheist community towards anything that the Christian does. And every time one of your own is refuted, it doesn't matter who it is, Eric Holvine, Thunderfoot, William Lane Craig, everybody, or Kent Holvine and everybody else. You guys lie through the comment sections and try to obscure what actually happened in that whatever discussion that was. So I'm offering a challenge to regard discussion with Aaron Raw. And here's my condition. I'm trying to screen share this so that you guys can see what I'm going to be saying, and it'll be in writing so that everybody can see what I'm talking about. Here, it says, 1, it has to be within the discussion of me and Aaron Raw, Hogseye, and DPR Jones. I mean, this does not have anything to do with anybody's opinions outside of the discussion. If you can show me within the discussion of me and Aaron Raw and DPR Jones and Hogseye Champ that I was wrong in any of the points that they were making towards me and I was making towards them, and if you can show me that I was in any way being inconsistent in just 1 point, I will remove both of my channels off of YouTube. I will remove my True Empiricism channel, and I will remove my True Talk TV channel.
So I have to ask, why do you feel the need to remove your channels if someone corrects you about a point you made in a video? Is it that hard to hold up your hands and say, you know what, I was wrong about that, and thank you for correcting me? What a reasonable person should be able to do is accept when they're wrong and endeavour to correct themselves based on this new information. Now, I can remember a couple of instances where you said some things that were suspicious, for example, Craig Venter's views about DNA, and when you said everything that Hogtie said regarding the KT boundary was wrong, but that doesn't mean I, or anyone else, wants you removed off YouTube.
Yeah, but the problem there to David is fair debate. That's the issue. You are allowed fair debate. You are allowed fair discussion. On your channel, you're able to debate and have debates and amicable discussions. But we are not able to do that. And for example, when I was on your show, David, I had a debate and discussion with you. And then after I left the show, you had about 10 or maybe 8 or 10 atheists on, all attacking me, all abusing me after I'd left your show. And that is not a fair debate. And that's the kind of behavior that's going on and has been going on, an unfair balance. And it's not fair. And it's what true empiricism wants, is a fair playing field, an opportunity to debate Iron Ra in a fair way. And then the arguments can be clearly seen whether they stand up to scrutiny or not. This has happened on the Magic Sandwich Show. DPR Jones, Hogtie Champ, and Iron Ra continually ducked the issue and continually used a whole variety of tactics to attack true empiricism rather than actually deal with the argument that he was giving. And that is what you have done by allowing atheists to attack me on your channel. So in desperation, trying to get your attention and trying to get you to change your abusive behavior as an atheist community, because even the moderates like yourself are not courageous enough to actually stand up and say something about it, but promote abusive behavior. He's trying to desperately get your attention to try and get you to change your behavior to be more civilized and engage in proper academic discussion and debate. Because you've created is so asinine, so wanting to control the flow of discussion, where you're not allowing Christian apologists to have the freedom of speech to be able to say their opinions without being abused or without being ganged up on. And that's the issue.
I don't know why you feel as though this is the best solution for being wrong about something. I don't think taking yourself out of the conversation for making a mistake is something that should be encouraged. So if
it's not a case of taking yourself out of the conversation, it's a fact. The issue is you can't even get into the conversation. I was on a channel yesterday, on John McDropout's channel, and he's one of the more better atheists, and his behavior that he promoted, the behavior that he promoted on that channel was absolutely disgraceful. He had insult upon insult against one member of the public who joined the hangout. There was misrepresentation. There was bullying because there were more atheists than there were Christians. And on top of that, he allowed a pathological liar and an abusive theistic evolutionist to come on, where I had to correct and make a stand and state that this was not acceptable. This is why so it's basically not a question of leaving a debate. The question is, there isn't a debate. You're not actually engaging in debate. You're not listening, and you're not actually debating the topic.
Turns out that someone is able to correct you on something you said and you accept that, then hold up your hands and say, I was wrong. Accept it and move on. You can learn from your mistake and try to make sure it doesn't happen again. So regardless of what happens, I for one don't want you to leave YouTube. I'd much rather you hold your hands up, accept you're wrong, and move on. Now, whether this will resonate with you, I don't know. But whatever happens, I don't think deleting your channels for being wrong is something that we should encourage. But as I said, I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks.
But you've not dealt with his argument. That's the frustration issue. Here's one of the more intelligent atheists on YouTube, one of the more cultured and the more moderate ones, David S., makes a video about this issue of Ayn Rand and true empiricism and doesn't deal with the argument. And this is why he's getting frustrated. That is why we're getting frustrated. The arguments are not being addressed. When John McDropout had his Google Hangout, it was clear that he didn't really engage with the argument. He mentioned a logical fallacy. He mentioned that we're describing information, but just because we're describing it doesn't mean to actually say that it's there. but completely missing the whole issue of the point that it's sequential information. That is, it's producing certain effects. So therefore it's quantifiable and it's having an actuality in our existence within time. These are the issues and facts that he didn't deal with. That's just another typical example of atheists who are not dealing with the arguments. And that's why true empiricism is getting frustrated. That's why I've got frustrated over the years. And that's why many Christian apologists are frustrated with the atheist community. You simply feel that you get a pass because you're famous, because you've got loads of subscribers, because you're famous, or some of you can get a free pass without having actual honest intellectual discussion and debate. And I'm sorry, you don't deserve a free pass. You're just the same as everybody else, and you have to stand on your own 2 feet, and you have to make cogent arguments and deal with those arguments. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're discredited as a movement. And so you can posture all you like and say, oh, we've defeated true empiricism. But that's just posturing on a grand scale, not backing it up with any intellectual vigor or argument. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to engage with the atheist community. I feel you were discredited by me on the resurrection. You never, as an atheist community, engaged in that. Instead, you abused me, and the person who traumatized me the most, Cliff Jumper, I've forgiven and I've forgotten, and I've treated him as a Christian. But we must never forget the atheist who traumatized me, all because I wanted to argue and debate on the resurrection. And I've forgiven him, and I've forgiven the atheist community. But the same thing is now beginning to happen with true empiricism. He's giving cogent arguments, and you're not engaging with him in a proper way, and you're ignoring him. And it's a disgrace. So I'm not going to get involved with the atheist community anymore. I'm not going to be in contact with any atheist on YouTube. And I refuse to talk to any atheist on YouTube because of this, the way you're treating true empiricism. It's not right and it's not fair. You're intellectually dishonest. And until Aaron Ra debates true empiricism, you must not talk to me or contact me as an atheist community until that debate is set up and it's properly conducted in a properly professional way. Argument. And then the atheist community can engage in a proper discussion rather than ad hominem attacks on him and his friends. And that's my final word. And I just want to say to true empiricism, you're doing a good job. Don't get discouraged. Keep up the good work. And just ignore these people. They're not worth talking to anymore. The only atheists that I'm going to talk to are a few decent atheists that I know on the ground that I'll talk to. But until the atheist community online get their act together and get things sorted out and change the culture away from abuse and bullying to more formal academic debates, then I'm not going to get involved anymore. Okay, thank you for listening and take care. Keep up the good work. True empiricism.